Boxing truth here. Chris Eubank Jr. Nick Blackwell fight went exactly as I expected. It was a good action fight, but mostly one-sided. Chris Eubank Jr. just had his way with Nick Blackwell. He was the more versatile fighter. He was quicker on his feet. He had better movement, more arsenal in his punches. And Blackwell, he's tough, durable, but just too one-dimensional. I mean, he started to become easy pickings for Chris Eubank Jr. as the rounds progressed. And by the fifth round, Eubank just started teeing off on Blackwell. There was times where, I mean, Eubank was like, it seemed like he was working a heavy bag as Blackwell just simply came forward, plotted forward, not much head movement, comes forward with the high guard. That's his style, but there's just too many holes in his defense. You can easily pick him apart with openings, there's openings with hooks, combinations to the body, and the right uppercut, which Eubank Jr. was doing the whole fight. That's his money punch, and he used it. He kept picking him apart with jabs, hooks, through the guard, over the guard, behind the guard, and the right uppercut was working like wonders for Eubank Jr. Was able to land Mike Tyson-like combinations, right hooks to the body, right uppercut, and the fifth round was one of the more entertaining rounds of the fight as Eubank Jr., as he likes to do, he explodes and he throws some mean punches with bad intentions, combinations, and he tries to go all out on his opponent, tries to get him out of there. And it was by this time of the fight that Eubank Jr. was starting to really put a beating on Blackwell. And Eubank was feeling good. He was showboating, talking shit, and talking trash to the two gypsies at ringside, Tyson Fury and Billy Joe Saunders. Saunders, before the fight, was mocking the Eubanks, and he was backing Blackwell hard, wanted him to win the fight, which is surprising because a Eubank rematch is one of his biggest money fights out there, so you would think he would want Eubank Jr. to win, but I guess a rematch is not really what he would like to do. If he doesn't have to fight Eubank Jr., then he doesn't have to if he don't want to. But Eubank Jr. really dominated this fight. Overall it was a good performance offensively, but once again he's showing holes in his defense. He got caught with shots he shouldn't have been caught with. He was lazy defensively, especially with Blackwell's jab. Blackwell, he could have did himself some more favors for himself for the fight by being more consistent with the jab, because every time he would throw it, he would actually land it. But he was getting more and more discouraged round by round as Eubank Jr. was just teeing off on him and landing big combinations and body shots, and it was wearing down Blackwell physically. He took a beating in this fight. But Eubank, he got caught a couple times in the fight. He got caught in the fifth round after talking shit to Billy Joe Saunders at ringside because he likes to stay in a pocket for a little too long. He'll throw 4, 5, 6 punch combinations. That's fine. It's entertaining as hell when he does it, but he has to remember to move his head in between punches or step around him. Don't just stand right in the middle for Blackwell to counter him. He did it a couple times in the fight, and he felt his punches. And Eubank started really having his way. He did it. He exploded again in the seventh round. Was unleashing a load of unanswered punches. It seemed at times the referee could have stopped the fight because Eubank was just teeing off and pounding Blackwell against the ropes in the corner, especially in the seventh round. And then as the rounds progressed, Eubank, as he explodes, he kind of punches himself out. I mean, it's entertaining as hell when he does that, but he has to be careful when he steps up the level of competition that he can't be punching himself out against more elite opposition. He got away with it tonight, of course, because he's fighting a British level opponent, and he was able to gain a second win. And after taking a round off in round 9, then round 10 he started going back to work, and Blackwell started feeling the effect from the punches. His eye was pretty much swollen shut, the left eye. It looked like a hematoma type of swelling, and the referee stopped the fight. Well, the ring doctor stopped the fight in the 10th round. Good performance by Eubank Jr. He put on a show at times, showboating to the crowd, talking shit to Fury and Billy Joe Saunders. Was entertaining. Did his job. Needs to tighten up his defense more. Can't wait to see his next fight. He's an entertaining fighter, but it's going to be interesting to see what Eubank Jr. does next for his career. It seems like he's not in control of who he fights. He's not his own man when it comes to opponents. He's going to listen to his team, and perhaps his father has a major influence on who he fights. So I'm just hoping Eubank Jr. has fulfilled his personal goal. He's now the British champion, something his father never fulfilled in his career. It was the second crack for Eubank Jr. at a shot at the British title. Now he has it in his possession. He's accomplished his personal goal of becoming British champion. Now it's time for bigger and better things. I'm hoping for a world-class opponent, someone at the world level for his next fight, perhaps a Danny Jacobs, or the Billy Joe Saunders rematch is really the most logical opponent for his next fight. Billy Joe Saunders was there, was rooting against him, was hoping Blackwell would trash him. That didn't happen. Eubank Jr. was talking shit during the fight. So it's only natural for those two to get together for a big summer fight in the UK. It's one of the biggest money fights out there for both guys. It's an intriguing fight. The rematch will do big business over in the UK. Should happen next, but negotiations are never easy when it comes to a rematch between these two. But logically, that should be the next fight. But I'm hoping either way that Chris Eubank Jr. will step up to world level. No more British level fighters. It's time to see if he's the real deal in terms of is he able to compete at the world level. Because by his opposition, he hasn't proven that yet. He definitely was levels above Nick Blackwell in the fight. And now he's in a good position for big fights in the future, but his team and has to pull the trigger on these fights, and they have to roll the dice. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.